So what if every time I had a weird thought, I just recorded it and put it on somewhere? People tell me I got good thoughts. Of course, those people are usually trying to help me calm down from some mental catastrophe I'm going through. But people say, yeah, Chris, you got good thoughts. You're a smart guy. You think deep. I did write for Literate Ape for a while. I did some real thoughtful pieces with them. I've written a book about my experiences driving a trolley downtown Chicago. I have a high IQ. I've done 20 years in therapy. Made some documentaries about people who are very special to me and their struggles. Got 2 advanced degrees, yet somehow I feel like nothing I've got to say, at least nothing that comes to mind, is really all that important. And maybe that's the point. Maybe none of it's that important. But when I think of the idea that none of it's that important, I think about Samuel Beckett and Eugene Ionescu. I studied theater. I also have written a few absurd plays myself. But Samuel Beckett and Eugene Ionescu, for those who don't know, were absurdist playwrights. Samuel Beckett wrote Waiting for Godot, which is considered by many to be the greatest play written in the 20th century. Some people say it's just garbage, but I happen to like it. I love it. And Eugene Ionescu wrote a whole bunch of famous ones: Bald Soprano, Rhinoceros, and if I was a better theater person, I could tell you more. If you watch or read Samuel Beckett, you will find that his work bears out what he said, which was that life is meaningless, and what follows that realization is despair. Right? Waiting for Godot is a pretty it's weird and it's funny and it's strange, but it's also kind of bleak in its outlook. Like we're waiting for something that's never going to come. That could be meaning, that could be God, could be a mission in life, whatever. But Eugene Ionescu, on the other hand, he just wrote these crazy, absurd things, making fun of a lot of the same stuff, I suppose, making fun of just everyday life and politics in a strange, absurd way. For those of you guys who are, not theater people but are my age, you might think Aqua Teen Hunger Force is sort of the modern day cartoon version of absurdist theater. Anyway, Ionescu believed that everything was meaningless too. Life was meaningless too. But his feeling about that was different than Beckett's feeling about life being meaningless. Ionescu believed that life was meaningless, so why not have some fun? I once had a friend tell me that there's a paper-thin division between the door that leads to meaninglessness and the door that leads to everything being meaningful. And that paper-thin division, that is all dependent on you, your attitude, your decisions, your feelings about things. So I guess I had something to say.